HarperCollins presents The Tapestry of Time by Kate Heartfield, read by Frankie Porter. Part 1. June 1944. Chapter 1. Kit. Halfway between the Louvre and the canteen for Nazi soldiers, Kit becomes uneasy. Like cold fingers fumbling up her arms, like the jangling of a piano that hasn't been tuned since before the war. And why shouldn't she be uneasy in the evening light in this too quiet Paris? Pedestrians with their heads down, cyclists slipping past. Her mind, like the city, is occupied. Checkpoints, shortages and queues, occasionally an outcry. People running. Soldiers with guns. Markets full of women trying to fill their children's woeful rations. A hand-painted sign. Yellow stars. A grandmother sitting on the pavement, her legs splayed, her hands empty, her gaze absent. Buses and trains rumble and smoke, carrying people away. Every moment, some piece of the city implodes and dies, leaving scar tissue. The two women walking in front of Kit have painted their legs to look like stockings, with a careful seam drawn with grease pencil. They murmur to each other about practical things. Kit is one in a line of women, walking home late from work, as life carries on. Her gaze breaks free, across the Rue de Clichy. A woman is standing on the pavement, staring across the street, her arms at her sides. She looks like Ivy. No, she is Ivy. It's impossible. Ivy is at home now, in England. But Kit knows her youngest sister's face. That defiant expression, the hint of a pout, like Betty Grable looking at a camera no one else can see. Every blonde curl pinned perfectly. Kit's running across the road, yelling Ivy's name, trying to get her attention, when a bicycle screeches, its rider yells, and Kit, startled, sees the bicycle as it stops a few inches from her. People are staring at her, warily, wondering what she was running towards. Because there is no one standing where she saw Ivy a moment ago. The figure of her sister is burned into her mind like a negative image. Kit looks all the way up and down that side of the street. Rooted, she turns in a circle, searching for her sister, until the cyclist tells her, not unkindly, to get out of the traffic for the love of heaven. There is no one in the spot where Ivy was standing. No alley nearby, no store to duck into. A few steps to the south, there's a massive apartment block with a concierge standing just inside the door. He takes a long time before answering Kit's question, but eventually seems to decide that there's no harm in telling her that no, he did not just admit a young blonde woman. No one has entered for the last half hour. Back out in the evening light, she gathers herself. Whoever she saw, it must have been a stranger. Someone she mistook for Ivy. A trick of the mind. Kit walks north towards her flat, the palm of one hand pressed to her temple. It's the war. It's the damned war. Maybe it's the possibility of peace. Hope cracking all her defenses like a weed in the pavement. Yesterday, the Allies landed on the beaches of Normandy. The opening notes of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony have echoed in her mind, in the city's mind, all day. The notes that open the broadcasts of Radio Londres every night. 3 short and 1 long. Morse for the letter V, for victory. Then come the coded messages, and the news from the Free French in London announcing that the long-expected invasion has begun. D-Day has come. It's natural to think about family at a time like this, to think of Ivy here. There must have been 100 evenings when they walked together on this street, when Ivy, too, lived in Paris. Kit trips over nothing and lurches forward, into the arms of a young German soldier, who calls her Mademoiselle and asks if she is all right. The smell of his cologne, like rotten oranges, as she rights herself and gets her bearings. A sign in faded black-letter type dominates the Place de Clichy. Soldatenheim, the canteen for German soldiers. She usually gives the place a wide berth, but she was distracted. She picks her way through the grey uniforms and smart skirts, through an obscene minefield of careful, light conversations. Paris is a vacant museum, the void in every gilt frame stacked against the walls. Eyes of stone, like that sculpture of a nun's head she packed for sending away in the last days before the invasion.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?